This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, now let's get into the subject. Last class, right, Friday, I started a topic where, right, a third party system requesting us, how can we accept the request? A third party system requesting us, how can we accept the request and then give the response back? These many days, right, we have been doing opposite. We were requesting a third party system, they were giving response, and we are consuming it. We are consuming or we are using it as per our requirement. Now, right, so we are the requester, they are the responder, right? We are the requester, Salesforce is a requester, right? And postal department is a, right, responder. Now it is opposite, right? Postal department will be the requester and Salesforce will be the responder. So request comes in and response has to go out. This is what we will be doing today, right? Everyone clear, right? This is what we will be learning. Earlier, what we have been doing? Earlier, the situation was opposite. Earlier, we used to request and they used to respond. For example, everywhere, we did the same thing. We requested the currency converter. Currency converter received the request, gave me the, right, the currency rate, conversion rate. So we requested and they responded. This was the situation. But now the situation is opposite. Third party system will request us and, right, third party system will request us and we will send the response. This is what is the process. Now, definitely this side I'm in Salesforce. What is the other side? Other side can be Facebook, other side can be SAP, other side can be anything. Now, currently, right, I don't have the other side. I don't have a control over the other side. I don't have this other side, right? If you are not able to understand, let's understand clearly a little bit more. Don't save, right? Earlier, this side was Salesforce, SFDC, and the other side was Postal Code India, right? Utrace, Postal Code, Currency Layer, Utrace, Postal Code, SMS, right? Currency, all this, you know, they gave us a URL. We posted the data to the URL and they gave the response back. They gave the response. They immediately responded back with the required data to us. We took the data and we deserialized it. We got as a JSON. They gave as a JSON. So we got as a JSON, and then we deserialized the JSON to our requirement. We deserialized it. We deserialized. Deser. Deser. We did deser. They gave in either XML or JSON, anything. We have seen both the examples. XML, they gave in XML or JSON. This is the response that I got. We send the request through what? Endpoint URL. On the URL itself, we have sent. This is what. So they gave us a URL. On the URL, we gave the data, and I don't know what happened inside the Utrace postal. What they did, we don't know. We have completely no idea what happened here. Completely no idea what happened here. Finally, we got the response in XML or JSON. We know we have consumed both type of data. I have shown you both the examples. When the response was in XML, how to deserialize the XML, get the data out, right? When the response is JSON, how to get the data out. XML was utrace, where IP addresses and related information was given in XML. Postal code was a JSON, and both we deserialize, we take the data out, we display it in our Visualforce page. Perfectly fine. Now, again the same thing. Same situation again. Same situation. But this situation is a different situation where I don't have any control on, right? I have a complete control on SFDC because that's what I am in. Here, the third party system. Now I will say third party, third party, third party, third party, right? Now this time, third party will request us. Third party will request us. How they will request? They will also request through what? Endpoint URL. Endpoint URL. Earlier we requested, they gave us the endpoint when we requested. Now we will create an endpoint URL and we will give them. They will request. How they will write the request? HTTP. Here they have to write, when we are requesting it, we are writing HTTP P equals to protocol equals to HTTP new HTTP. Then what I said, HTTP request and everything. Because I'm in SFDC, I'm writing the program. But now while requesting, they have to write a program. Here, do I have access to this system? No, I don't have access to this system. Is it SAP? Then I have to install a whole SAP environment. If it's Facebook, then I have to be a Facebook employee to write this program here. If it's if it's a postal code, then I have to be a postal code employee, right? Whichever company is hosting that server application, I have to be that employee. That particular employee will write the program called HTTP P equals to new HTTP then HTTP request request equals R equals to new HTTP request. Then R dot set endpoint. Yes, it is set end endpoint. Here they will put www. http.salesforce.com/ something. We will give the URL the way UTest gave us the URL in our programming. We did the programming here. We did our programming in the SFDC, and in the SFDC, what we did our programming in SFDC HTTP, and then we posted. Now the programming has to be done in third-party system. Do you have access? Do I have access? No, we cannot. Then how can we do this exercise? Neither, right? I have a utrace complete code access. No, that is a utrace employee will do that. Utrace employee wants something from Salesforce, then the utrace employee will write, developer will write this program and they will request us. I'm not a utrace employee. I have a complete control here in SFDC. I don't have a control in Facebook system. Facebook wants a data from Salesforce. Then who will be doing the programming? Right? Facebook team will do the programming, not me. My work is only to, I will tell them that I'll give a URL, pass the data in the URL, I'll give you the response. I will give you URL, you pass the data in the URL, then we will give you the response. You take it, consume it. We will give an XML or HTML, that we will decide. Based on our decision, they will program the way. Based on the utrace, utrace gave me what? Utrace gave me an XML, so I did an XML deserialization. Postal code gave me an JSON, I did a JSON deserialization. Here also, we are the giver, we will decide. But I don't have a control here on this piece. I don't have a third party, so it's quite tough now for me now. This here, I don't have a control. Everybody is able to understand my problem. I don't have a control on this system now. I have a control only on SFDC. That is the reason. How can I mock? Right? Third party can be anyone, right? Anybody. How can anybody can request me? That is the reason. In place of third party, we will use workbench mock. Workbench. Workbench mock. Workbench mock will act as a third party system. As if Facebook is requesting, SFDC, my application. As if SAP is requesting Salesforce. As if, right? Let's say that some other party, right? Currency converter is asking the value from our system. We will give the value. They're asking, we will give the value, right? So hence here, because we don't have a third party control, I'll be using Workbench mock, right? In the previous class, when somebody is giving us, we are deserializing. But now we will serialize. Sir, we will do serialize. Receiving, when we received, we deserialize. Now we are sending, we are giving. Last time we are requesting, they are giving. When they are giving, we are deserializing it. Now, right? It's opposite. They are requesting and we will be giving and we will serialize, right? So whenever we are giving, serialization. Whenever we are receiving, deserialization. Everybody clear, right? Till this date, I was doing only this piece. We have been doing this. We have been doing this piece is done, right? Today, we will see this piece. There are two scenarios. Where the Salesforce is requesting, here the Salesforce is responding. The first scenario, Salesforce SFDC requesting. We are requesting. Here it's opposite. SFDC is responding. SFDC is responding. Responding. Arrows are opposite, you can see that. Same third party. A third party can be uTrace, can be anything. Everybody got the scenario? Yes or no? Before I proceed with the programming, here, same diagram, but the arrows are different. Here, we are requesting. They are giving the response. Now, somebody is requesting. We will give the response. We are the responder. Earlier, we were the requester and we were the right receiver. We used to request and receive. Now it's opposite. Somebody else is requesting, we will be responding and they will be receiving. Clear, everyone? Any questions before I move to the programming, what I'm doing, how I'm doing? Yes, everyone clear? Everyone clear? People sitting quiet, right? Why guys not able to understand the scenario? Everybody mute. Able to understand? Yes?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's see in the Salesforce, how can we respond? So I log into my Salesforce, Rupam @of91.com, password INDIA1234#. Remember that whenever you want to create a respond, whenever we want to create a respond, we have to call an annotation called as REST annotation. REST annotation. HTTP post. I will show you both HTTP post, HTTP get. Now let's understand. Rupam, what exactly you're trying to explain? Let's see. Okay. So our work is to receive. Somebody will request and we will receive. Where that receive will come? Earlier, right? This is the URL, right? This is the URL postal code. To the postal code URL, we are adding a pin code and we are requesting it. And they are giving the response. From the response, I'm getting the body and I'm deserializing it. But now it's opposite. Somebody will request us, then who will receive the request? Who will receive the request? We have to create a service. A service has to receive a request. A service has to receive a request. Who will receive the request? when this is right, when this guy, right, a third party is contacting us, whom it will contact in Salesforce? It's so big. Who will respond? Account contact. Who will respond? Who will receive this guest? Who will receive this letter? Who will sign the courier service? Right? The courier is bringing the letter. Somebody has to receive from my house, has to open the door and take a signature. And first opening the door, I'll ask you, hello, who are you? I'm from postal code. You got a registered post. Can you show me your ID card? Are you from postal department or not? He will say yes. Otherwise, the postal person will be in a uniform. Okay, looks uniform, name is there, right? Can you show me your ID card? Yes. Then I will open my gate. Then he will say, sir, you got a letter, Rupam Chakravarti your name. I said, it's me. He will give me the letter. I will sign, right? I take the letter inside. I open it, right? And then I try to read the letter. The same thing is happening. Who will receive is the question. Here, who is there? Who? Who will receive from the Salesforce? Now, from the Salesforce, a service has to receive. Who is that service? That's exactly what we're creating now. I'm creating a service. I will say REST, REST. I'll create a REST service. REST service receive. RECIEV, receive. SERVIC, service. You can give any name, spelling mistake, but okay. Public class REST receive service. REST receive service. Now, Rupam, this is a normal class. Always a class has to be global. Always a service class, whenever you're writing a service, it has to be global. Now, this is my internal name. Do I want to expose it to the third party system? No. In that case, use @REST, @REST resource, @REST resource. By this, system will understand that this is a REST service. This is not a normal class. This is a service, right? The way we write @is_test, immediately system will understand that, hey, this is not a normal class. This is a test class, and automatically you get a test button. For normal classes, you don't get a test button. For normal class, you don't get a test button. But whenever you write @is_test, you get a new button called as test, if you have observed in the development classes. Same way, in front of the class, I am declaring it as a REST resource. REST resource. Remember this. What is that? You have to always use URL mapping, mapping. URL mapping equals to what? URL mapping equals to what? This is a structure, guys. I will say, right, CREAT, create ACCOUNT, create account. Create account /star. Create account /star. Control S, right? Wait, I still have until the time I write complete, right? See, error gone. Now, for the outsider, they will be able to see this method as create account method. The method name is create account. In the sense, in the URL, where is the URL? In the URL, there's a standard URL, guys. There's a standard URL, guys. There's a standard URL. HTTP, right? www.salesforce.com/service/apex rest / this name. What is my link? The way you see that when I go to currency layer, they give me one endpoint URL. When I go to currency layer, they gave me one endpoint URL. When I go to Utrace, they gave me one endpoint URL. What is our URL? Right? What is our URL? Our URL is this now. Default URL. What is our URL? Our URL is https, right? www.ap16. I'll copy this. Control C, Control V. No, remove it. Slash services slash APEX, Apex REST. It's a REST service. Slash this name. This name. This is our URL now. Create account. In this URL, they will pass. This is what I will give them. And then I will give them a structure, right? I will give them a structure. I will give them a structure saying that question mark, right? I'll give them a structure. Name equals to, right? Name equals to Rupam. And PHONA phone equals to 777. And, right? And fax equals to 888. This is what they have to post. Control C. This is what they have to post. I will tell them that this is a structure. You have to use, right? And you have to use, these are the variables. Name, and name. I will tell him that this URL, where is the URL? This is the URL. Control C. This is the URL. This URL will support name, phone, fax. Name, phone, fax. How the structure will look? I will show them that this is how the URL has to look. Name, all right. Oh, fax. Right, name, right, plus and name, sorry, and name, plus and name equals to, you have to give the data, plus and phone equals to your data, plus and fax. This is what the structures I will tell him. So whenever somebody is requesting, they will form this endpoint URL the way we were forming. If you remember, might in SMS we say what key equals to, right? Because they are authenticating with a key, right? Key equals to, then phone number equals to, then sender equals to, then message equals to, and we have been passing it. If you pass in this format, we will give you response in, we will give a response in what? JSON, right? The way when we were passing the information in this format, they were giving the response in JSON. Now we will tell that when you will request us in this format, we will give you the response in JSON. What we'll give, we will decide. We will give you the status. We will give you a request in JSON. This is the response. This is a request structure. Somebody wants to request us, this is a structure you have to follow. Response. We will give in JSON. We will give the response like this. We will give the response like this. What response we'll give? We will, let's say that status. Status, we will say success. Status, success. And then we will give you one more. What is that? Account ID. And here we will give you the account ID 00032 XXXXX. So the system will get this response. If they get success, they will understand, okay, the account got created. If it's failed status, then in this, the status code will come, error will come. They will request the data in this format. We will take the data, right? And we will give the response back. They will send us the account, we will create in our system, and then we will give a response. Account created or status success, this is the account ID. Somebody requesting, we are responding. Somebody requesting, we are responding. For that, where is the URL? This is the URL. Where is the URL? This is the URL. Yes. Can I do the programming? Yes, I can. For that, I need a third-party system. But I cannot log into Facebook and do a programming. I cannot log into Amazon Web Service and do a programming. I cannot log into third-party system because I'm not a Amazon AWS developer. I'm not a Facebook developer. It is the work of Facebook developer. The way, right, whenever if you observe any, right, what we did, let's say that, right, what currency layer, we went to this currency layer, if you remember, documentation. There, they gave us the URL saying that this is how the URL will look. Your URL should follow with this. The same way now I'll give them, right? See, they gave us all this URL, currencies, success. See, example of the response. This is how the response will be. Now I'm telling also, I'm also saying, see, this is how the response will be given. There they gave so many fields. Here we are giving only 2 fields. My response will be like this. How to request? They gave a layer. Example of request. Here also I'm giving request example. Right? HTTP API layer currency layer.com/list ? access key. Here also I am giving my URL. Name and everything. See, same thing. What currency layer is doing, now we are doing. Because this is the way, if there's someone requests, then only we'll respond. This is the way you request currency layer, they will respond in this format. Now we are doing the opposite. Somebody is requesting, we are responding. Correct? How can I differentiate a class as a service? By using REST resource. I can give a pseudo name so that my internal name is not exposed. In the URL, nowhere it will say that it's REST service, REST receive service. Do you see? I say create account. This is the pseudo name. Where is that create account? Here it is, I'm declaring. If I say Rupam, there in the link, it will say Rupam. In the place of create account, it will say Rupam. People will never know my internal service name. I don't want to know them. Perfect. Let's do it. Right? Now, we have to give the result. Output should be a what? String. Everything has to be in integration. Everything is string. Whether it's XML, whether it's JSON, everything is string. So global static string. What is that string? String name is call me. Whenever somebody is calling you, I am writing a non-void. It's a non-void class, non-void method. It's a string method. Global void string. Obviously, return type is must. Right? If it's a void, then return type is not required. If it's a non-void, then yes, return type is must. Right? If it's a void always return null. But this is a non-void. I'm not using global void, right? Static. I'm not saying void. I'm not using a void keyword. Right? Now, here I will say string. String what? Name. String name, comma. What are the things they will pass? String, right? String phone. On the URL, they will pass these all. String phone, comma, string industry. So somebody passing the data, right? Now, how do I differentiate this as a service method? The class has been defined as a service by using HTTP. Now you will say @HTTP post. Whether it's a post method or get method, there are two types. What they will see, whenever you go, I told you, right? If they don't mention anything, then by default it's a get. By default, it's a get. Now, this is what I'll be sharing, and I will say method is equals to post / get. You can use anything, but now I didn't do the get programming. I'm doing post. So I will put there saying that you have to use a post method. While you're calling us, you have to use a post method. While calling us, you have to use the post method. Okay, fine. So that is the reason what I'm saying HTTP post. Wait, I will write the get also if time permits. Otherwise, we'll write tomorrow. Post. Now let's start. Right? What you have to do? Obviously, our work is to respond. We will receive the data, and our work is what? To give a response. Right? Our work is what? To respond. To give a response. Somebody is requesting us as per the diagram. They are requesting. Our work is what? To respond. Our main work is what? To respond. They will request with a URL. So I gave the URL. They requested with the URL. Who will receive? The service that I'm creating called as REST service. REST receive service will receive it. It will do something, and then it will respond back to the system. So let's do this. How to do the respond, right? I will start. You have already done this. System dot JSON generator. I'm doing a serialization now. JSON generator JS equals to new. No, not new. Equals to JSON dot create generator. I will say pretty true. Pretty is what? Right? Line, not a single line, give a line by line, one below the other. Pretty true. Right? Then I will say JS dot what? Start writing. Write start. Whenever there's a write start, then I should have a write end. JS dot, right? What is that? Write end. Write start, write end. Once the writing is done, what is that? string, string. I have to get the output. RESULT, result. That means I have to declare a result. I have to declare is right. String, I'm declaring right now. String result is equals to, what is that? JS dot get as string. This will give you the output. Now, this output I will return. RETURN, return. Return what? Return result. Return result. Return result. Return result. Return result. Control S. See, over. Now in between I have to write what I want to return. How to deserialize? How to serialize? I'm going back to the serialization class. We have already learned it, right? JSON serialization. Same way, XML serialization. Here I am using generator, complex serialization. System JS, right? Start, end, get the output, return the result. So whenever somebody is calling this service, the result will be returned. In that result, what I want to return, I want to return like this. That means I have to write now this. I have to write now this. This I have to write. This I have to write. So here, in between, I have to do the programming. See, I have left some white spaces. There I'll do the programming. Guys, able to understand? Yes or no? Right? See how simple it is. Right? Now here I will say try. Try what? Try. Catch. CATCH, catch. Try catch. We did this programming. Nobody should be confused. If you are regularly doing the practice, then you should be knowing this. Catch. Exception E. We are doing a programming. Try catch exception E. Try catch exception E. Control S. No error. Right? So that try what? Try what? Somebody gave me the data name, phone, industry in the URL. Right? Somebody gave me this. Somebody gave me this. Right? Somebody gave me this. Right? Name, phone, industry. Where? We are telling them that pass in the URL. Name equals this, phone equals to this. Sorry, industry now. We are not taking phone, we are taking industry. I can take phone also, industry. Okay, let's take industry. In the place of phone, industry. Industry equals to banking. Because both are number, no? INDUST. Industry equals to banking. Banking. Somebody giving me name equals to Rupam, industry equals to banking, fax equals to. Immediately account has to be created, and after creating the account, status success, account ID is this. I have to respond back. Right? This is my URL. These are the three properties. These are the three attributes they have to pass. They have to use the method called as post. We'll do the get one. Wait, get is a little complex, so that's the reason I'm starting with a post. This is the request structure. This is the response we'll give. Say I'm preparing a documentation. Whoever want to integrate with us, we'll give this documentation. By looking at this documentation, they will start doing the HTTP program there. Oh, this is the endpoint URL. Oh, we have to pass the name. This name has to come from their system, right? They will write a SQL query, they will pull it. Industry has to come from their system. Fax number has to come from their system. Then they will say HTTP request equals to p.send. They will send, right? And we will receive it. Who will receive from our end? From our end, this service will receive. As soon as it receives the URL, there's a name, there's a phone, there is an industry. Now I am saying account, ACC equals to new account. Everyone knows this, guys. ACC OU, new account. I will say ACC dot name equals to what? Equals to this name. Next, ACC dot phone. ACC dot phone equals to what? Equals to this phone. I'm doing the mapping, right? You can give a space, you don't give a space, that depends on you. Next, ACC dot, what is this? We have taken industry. ACC dot industry is equals to what? The industry that will be given to me from the URL. In post, automatically this will come. Once I have this, what I will do? I will say INSERT insert ACC. This will insert. After inserting, I will say JS dot write string field. Write string field. What is that we said? Here we said what is the response we decided to give? We will say status. We will say status. Control C. We will say status. Status equals to what? I will say success. Success. That's the first thing that we are going to give the output. Next, what are you going to give the output? JS dot, whatever you want to give the output. If it's a 20 line, then 20 times you will say JS dot write. JS dot write what? Again string field. Again write a string field. What is the field name? What is the field name we decided to give? We decided to give account ID as a field output. We decided to give account ID as an output. So account ID. Here the ID has to come. Then I will say what? ACC dot ID over to JS write. That because here 2 perfect. Suppose there's an error, then what will there also 2 JS write. Suppose while creating account there is an error. There also I'm giving JS write status equals to failed. Account ID is equals to, in the place of account ID, we will pass the error. E dot get message. Over. Perfect. Right? We started writing, right? And we end the writing here. What we write, what we wrote, status success, ID. Else, if it's a failure, status failed, account ID, error message. And then I say stop writing. So whenever a data is given, system will try to insert an account and it will write the JSON file for me. Once the writing is stopped, I will take the JSON, right? I will get the final output as a string result. And then I'm returning the result. Over, guys. That's it. Control S. Our service is over. Our service is over. Our service is over. Everybody understood the service. Everyone understood the service. Yes or no? Everyone understood the service or not? Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is what we did. We did this earlier. This whole programming, we did it. If you go to your serialization class, we already did this programming. Already did the same programming I'm writing again. Now, right? My service is ready. My service is ready. My service is ready. My service is ready. How can I test it? That's it. To test, third party has to request. Third party has to request. Now, I don't have a control. So that's the reason of what I said. My service is ready to request. Now my service, this is my service, is ready. Whatever you request, my service will take the request. It will do the required work. After that, it will give the response also. It will go create account and then it will respond back. It will receive. This is what the orange line which is did. Now they have to write a program to construct the URL and they have to call through the endpoint URL. Do I have this control here? No. How will I see my response? That is the reason we will take a workbench. Let's go to the workbench. Workbench. From the workbench, we will request. Workbench. Production 48. Login. Workbench. Workbench. Right. Yeah. Utility. There's a REST Explorer. Can you see? I say REST Explorer. Whatever method has to be choose, we say post. Post method. In the post method, in the get method, you pass on the URL. In the post method, you have to pass in the body. You have to pass in the body. That's the reason most of them don't prefer the post method. In the post method, it has to be passed in the body. In get method, it will be here itself, slash. What is our name? Right? What is our, right? Services, not data. Wrong. Services. What is that? Right? Services. APEX. Apex. REST. REST. Slash. What is that service name I gave? I just gave a name called create account. So that's what I will be taking here. Create account. Create account. That's it. If it's a get, in that case, I will put everything here. Question mark, right? Name equals to Rupam, RUPOM, Rupam, and phone equals to 888 and right, industry equals to, and then I'll say execute. On the link itself, I will pass the data. But now we have put post method. See, post method, get method, put method, patch method, delete method, head method. Most commonly used is get and post. You need not to look on these also. You need not look on put, patch, delete, head. No. The whole world, 99.99%, I can say 100% of the world is on get and post. You go anywhere. These two methods are only used. Other methods are also there, but doing a programming for those methods are quite difficult and everything. And even if you do it, the third party people cannot request because they don't know what to do. So everyone knows post, get. Everyone knows get actually. 90% of the people will know get. See, whenever I say get, that body is gone. Only the URL is there. URL. That means everything you have to pass in the URL and get. But now we said post method. In post method, you have to write where, right? You have to put, this is my link. What link? I just gave you. This is the complete http.com service apex rest create account. And I will tell them that it is not get. It's a post method. If it's a post method, then you have to pass it in the body. All this has to be passed in the body. Industry. You have to pass in the body. You have to pass in the body. Right? You have to pass in the body. Method is post. This is the request structure. Right? This is the body, request body. Body. Request body. This is the request body. This is the response. I will share this document to everyone. Now I'm doing a mock. Where is my this? Here. Request body. In the body. In the body. Body. What is that? Name. Name. Always it's in a response. Sorry, it is in a JSON. Right? What is that? I will give rest from WORKBENCH. Rest from workbench. FROM. Name of the name is rest from workbench. Rest from workbench. Comma. What is the second data? Industry. You can give it any sequence. Industry is what? Those who are not able to see, I'm making screen a little bigger. I'm zooming it. Industry equals to what? I will say banking. Next, comma. What is the next data we said? Phone. Phone equals to what? Phone equals to 040 hyphen 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is the data. Name in the body I'm giving. Right? Now I will say execute. Wait, whether I get a response or not. Wow, I got an error. Okay, let's see. Unexpected parameter encountered during deserialization. Phone. Didn't we give phone? We gave a phone, no? Phone equals to phone. This equals this, right? We give a phone, right? Yes, we give a phone. Let it keep all small. Let's see. Because industry, phone, name, right? Industry, I small, industry. This has to match, right? Industry. Okay, here also I give I small, control S. Everywhere small. Here also I small. In Apex, it doesn't make a difference. But in JSON, right? Small makes a difference. Now I go here, right? Once again, execute. I'm waiting. Wow, I got the response. Scroll down. Oh, why to scroll down? Show raw response. Where is the response? See that? Because I say pretty, next line, status, success, account ID. This is ID it gave me exactly in this format. The format which I told you, status, account ID, right? 2 lines because we said pretty. Pretty means pretty too. So that's when n/n, but next line. In the next line, first line, it will put this. In the second line, it will put this. See, ACCOUNT. Did I give like this? Let us see. ACCOUNT. Yes. Go ahead and see whether account got created or not. Account got created or not. Let's see. All right, sales. Click on account. See, rest from workbench. 040123456 Who gave this? Some third party. Third party requested to my URL. This is my URL. Complete is my URL. This complete will be always a URL. Once again, I'm writing, guys. Once again, I'm writing the same story again and again. How the URL will look? It will look like this. Where is the URL? Copy your URL. Copy this till here. Control C. Go to the notepad. This is your URL. This is your URL. Endpoint URL. On that, right, they have to create a body. The way we said at get body, they have to say set body. In the set body, they have to do who they. They means any system who wants to contact me, right? For example, from the Salesforce, we are contact postal service. There are multiple Flipkart contacting postal service. 100 systems contacting postal service. Same way, 100 system will contact me. If they contact me, they have to use post. In the body, they have to pass this. And we will give them the response in this format. Suppose now I go ahead and we create one more account, let's say, and name, I don't give anything, blank I'm giving. By knowingly, I will say execute. System is executing. I got a response. Whenever you see like this, don't, this is what all HTTP request A, B, C, D, E, where you leave it, ignore it. What is this, Rupam? Right? These are all it's doing parsing, serializing, it's doing all deserialization and everything. So forget. You click on raw response. Now you start. Status failed. Account ID. Here the error is coming. Insertion failed, right? Because at row 0, required field missing, name. Who got this response? Whichever system Flipkart is requesting us, they got a response. What they will do? They will deserialize this. We have given the response in, oh, this looks like XML. No, this looks like JSON. So they will do a deserialization in their system. The way, right, third party was giving me response and I was deserializing and using it. Now we will give response, they will deserialize and they will use it. Name equals to REST Explorer. Lex Explorer 1 2 3 4 5 6. Execute. Third party sent me. Immediately system will receive the request. Success, account ID. It will give the response immediately. Next time when you go, there's an account created and it gave a response also. See? REST Explorer 1 2 3 4 5 6. Easy, guys. I just created a REST service, a REST API service. REST API service. REST API service. REST API service. Can I give this link to anyone? Yes. Any third party request, any third party wants to contact, here it is. Right? Yes, you can do that. Understood now, everyone, what I'm doing? Yes or no? Everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone clear? Yep,
Yes,
that's
sir.
cool.
Yes, sir.
Right? See, integration is easy, guys. It is just that we need to understand things.
Sir, I have to maintain for every serialization endpoint URL and as well as documentation both.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, how the other people will understand? Right? When you want to go to the if you don't provide this documentation, for example, if currency layer would have not provided the documentation, then how will you understand how to do this? So whenever you are doing an services, you're writing an REST service. See, we are requesting to this URL. Who will receive at their end? Somebody will receive. So they have written a service. That service is receiving it. That service is accepting these parameters. Based on the parameter, it giving you the response. Let's take an example. Right? So everywhere documentation is must. You have to have a documentation. Without a documentation, right, you cannot. Whole integration base is documentation only. The integration base itself is documentation. Got it, guys? Any questions? Right? We will run next weekend. Sorry, I'm just writing something here. Tell me. Got it? How to write a serialization and creating a service? This is what we did. You have to mention the documentation. Whose work is to create a documentation? Your work. Because you're writing the service, you know what are the strings parameter you know what is the name that you gave, pseudo name to the service. Create account. You can give anything. Create customer. Nobody will know your internal service name. Internally, this is not called, is it called REST receive service. Internally, nobody will know your method name also. Call me is the method name. They are able to, external people can see only this name called as create account. Externally, only this is visible. Create account. But virtually, physically, this create account doesn't exist. It's a virtual name. It's fake name that I'm giving to the service. So that external people know my service by fake name. But internally, my service name is REST receive service, and who is giving? It is the call me is the method where this all things are being done. Right? So today's class, we have seen how to write a REST service. How to write a REST service. How to write a REST service. REST service. Right? Tomorrow's class, REST service with post method. Tomorrow's class, once again, same class, same thing I'll do. REST service with get. Little bit different. In the get, here, this name from the URL, who is passing to the service? Automatically. Right? From the body, from the request URL and the body, automatically the data is passed to this call me. But in get method, it's not like that. There you have to manually pass. Get is little complex to write, but easy to use. Post is easy to write, but complex to use. Post is easy to write service, but complex to use. The people who will be requesting will be breaking their head, right? Whereas get is complex to write, but easy to use. Which one will you prefer? Which one will you prefer? You'll prefer easy to use, because writing is one-time work. One-time complex writing, using is easy in a get. For post, writing is easy, but every time requesting is tough because they have to put the data in the body. But in the get, they can put the data in the link itself, right? That's the reason most 90%, 99% I can say all the integration are with get command, get. Some websites support even post. That's the reason you'll say get and post. Only two, get and post. Some, few of them. But 99% you will see get. Tomorrow we will see how to write a get service. Same example I will take. We will do with a get. Same example with a get. Can I have both get and post in a single service? Yes, that's exactly we'll do. Today we have written one service till here is post, HTTP post. Next I will write one more service, HTTP get. Right? Why static method? Why static method? Right? Why static? Always string data type. Whenever you have a right data type method, they are always static. Data type methods are never non-static. Right? Static. Fixed memory. Whatever the request that is coming, I want a memory to be allocated. If it's a right volatile memory, what will happen? I will lose the data. Here it's a fixed memory. One received, that response will go, because I'll be receiving hundreds. That is the reason I need to have a fixed memory. I cannot have a changing or a volatile memory, right? Volatile memory, right? That's the reason. Any other questions? Tomorrow we will see how to write a get method. How to write a get method, right? Practice this program. See, this work is over. We are using an annotation called as REST resource. By this class will no more. This class will no more be a normal class. This has become a REST service now. It has become a service. REST service. I close it. Go here. Setup. 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 Right. Custom code. Apex classes. Right. Apex classes. I scroll down. What I've just written. We have just written one class, no? What was the class we have written? What was the name of the class we gave? Somebody remember? Oh, I closed it. Sorry?
Rest receive service.
REST receive service. Okay, let's look for ABC, 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 more, right? REST receive service. C, 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 E, F, G, H, more. See, I'm clicking more. Let's scroll down. Right? REST receive service. This is what we have written. Right? REST receive service. Right? Do you see a download option here? Download. Let's go back. Let's go back. I'm on REST receive service. Where is that? Oh, REST receive service. I go ahead and I open one of the program that we have written, library discount. right? So do you see any difference? At this moment, I don't see any difference. It's same, right? Here also I can download the program, right? Currently, right? By looking at this class, nobody can say it's a service. Nobody can say it's a service. It looks like a normal class. You have written a test class. By looking from the outside, nobody can say it's a test class, right? Where is the test? Somewhere we have written book discount test or something, if you remember. But when you go inside, there you will see a button, right? Test, test, test. When I go inside, I see an extra button called run test. From the outside, nobody can say it's a test class, normal class, or by looking at it, nobody can say whether it's a test class or a normal class. Here it is a REST service. It looks like a normal class, as if you're calling with a trigger, but no, right? Same way test. When you open, if I open it, do I see anything? No. I see only REST, REST, URL based. Okay, I cannot. That's exactly I want to tell you. From that, if you come to the classes, all your test class, normal class, REST service class, all will look same. It is only when you open a test class, you see a button called run test. When you open a service, REST service, you will be able to see this. Whenever you are able to see this line, understand that it's a REST service. That's the way to identify in the real time. Differentiate between the classes. Differentiate between the classes. How to understand what is what? What is a normal class? What is a test class? What is a service class? There's a one more class. We'll come to that. Clear now, everyone? That's it for today. Thank you, guys. Yes.
If we have the attachment, how will you give the third party system through the
Blob.
workbench?
Write as blob. Write as blob.
Blob only, okay.
Write as blob.
Okay.
Right. That's it. We did that, right? Write as blob. Blob. B-L-O-B. So use blob. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it for today. We will continue tomorrow with the same class, and then we will go ahead and we will start doing a lot of things. I mean, further I'll show you how advanced we can go on this. So that's it from my end. Thank you. Have a nice and wonderful day, guys. Bye bye. Let's meet tomorrow, same time.